Okay, we are live. Welcome to Ping Talk series. My name is Ping. I'm the host for this talk series. Every week, I will invite specialists from different trades to talk about their area of expertise. And tonight, I have Thompson here
Hello.
to talk about Chinese tea. So he is actually the Chinese tea specialist, and he will be talking about, and as you can see, all the props and things over here, he will be talking a lot more later on Chinese tea. All right, Thompson, thank you for having your time with
Hi,
me tonight.
Ping. Okay, thank you so much. I think while we go along, I will set aside a cup for you, Ping,
Alright.
and myself, because I brew a nice pot of Lao Pai Cha actually.
All right.
So we both can enjoy the tea as we go along.
Okay, so
Okay,
I think while Thompson is actually doing this,
Yes.
let me just introduce him formally.
All right.
Okay, so Thompson's passion for Chinese tea was actually sparked off by the two zisha teapot that his late father had given to him. Okay, which is actually shown
Okay,
over
so
to here.
maybe I can just zoom in a little. So
Okay.
these are the two zisha teapots. If you
Yeah.
can see.
Which your dad has actually
Yes.
passed down
I think
to
these two zisha teapot basically are about 50 years old history.
52 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
about so later I'll share with you a little bit more.
All right.
About these two
So
teapots.
I think his dad, being an immigrant from this Guangdong Chao Zhou, right, used these two
Yes.
pots to actually have tea with all the siblings and also spending time, with the children.
Yes.
Over 20 years of his time.
Yes.
So these two special teapot, right, has never failed to brew a very fragrant cup of teas. Okay, which he always share with I think Thompson himself and
Yeah, I
others.
think just to just cut in a little.
Sure.
On this table, there are still a few other items that actually personally from my father. Maybe you can bring nearer to the camera.
Sure.
This is actually handwritten by my father. Those who can read Chinese would be able to
This one is
read.
written by
Correct.
Thompson's dad.
So my father is actually very good in calligraphy. So he used to even write for the Teochew Clan Teochew Association in Singapore. Another item that he has left behind for me is this very. It's a bit dented though, but it's a very historic. This is a tea container.
Okay, it looks very
Tea
authentic.
container. Yes, correct. So I'm fortunate that I could inherit
all
these
these
few items from my father. Right.
That's very cool. So I think that I believe that is also because the reason why since young, I think
Yes.
Throughout this whole encounter, your dad's passion that actually instill into
Yes.
you as well, that you
Can.
have actually grew to like tea and
So
doing this tea.
yeah, Pink, feel free to just sample the tea while we go along. So this tea I prepared for you, especially tonight, is actually a old white tea. I call in Chinese Lao Pai Cha lah.
Okay.
And this Lao Pai Cha is actually a Pai Mutan. It's actually a white peony, and it's a 12-year-old tea. So you can enjoy the tea while we talk tonight.
Okay, sure.
So what happened is that these two teapots, basically zisha teapots. One actually has a 西游记, actually basically it's a journey to the west. One of the character in the 西游记.
Maybe they can see. Maybe
correct.
Carefully should. Okay.
So you can see that although these teapots are like more than 50 years old, however, it looks still shiny and looks pretty new. This is what a good zisha pot actually can show them this as well.
Okay, sure.
A good zisha pot should be like that. What happened is that after I had these two teapots from my father, it was left on my shelf and it became moldy. And that was those days where I don't really drink tea. I mean, he gave to me, I just keep it, and then and that's it. But
Lucky you didn't throw away.
Because I'm an engineer in oil and gas, I travel quite a fair bit. My company sent me. And I also stay in the like couple of months in Shanghai. I go to various cities in China, like Dalian. I go to Qingdao. I go to Jiangsu. Some are for meeting, some are for kick-off meeting, and some are actually to audit the factory. Some are to expedite deliveries. So during this lengthy stay, and my last day was like 2 years in Jiangxi actually. Jiangxi is basically a city where you can see Lushan. Those who know Lushan Zhenmianmu, that's in Jiangxi. All right. So because of this lengthy stay, what I did was that I didn't have a lot of free time, so I visited tea houses just to pass time, just to drink tea, pass time. And this pastime, I didn't go to this this bubble tea shop because that is not something I like. Somehow, from my younger days of drinking tea, I tend not to drink anything sugar. So I've not drink Coke since like my teenager days.
Yeah. So you
Right.
look for those very
Correct.
traditional kind of tea
Not
house.
so much traditional. I mean, it could be a modern, but as long as they have tea, I would go in. I sometimes buy tea, or I sometimes pretend to a customer going in to get some free tea. So through the time, I would sit across the table, and I will ask many questions. What is this? What is this? What is this for? And then what is this tea? And slowly I gain some knowledge. Okay.
But I believe that time when your dad's around, you also kind of like learn something.
No. I didn't learn anything from my father. All I know is my father take out his teapot and he start pouring, and then I just drink, and then after dinner I walk away. That's about it lah. So that's why this 2 teapot turned moldy was on my shelf untouched. So what happened is that so when I was there, I went to many of these tea houses, and then I slowly learn more, and then I also sign up for some courses, and I also become a member. Remember, one of my membership was I pay like E1 renminbi is 10,000 RMB is 2,000 Sing. That's quite a fair bit for just a tea house. So what happened is that you go there, you spend, for example, today I want to drink this tea, or I want to buy a tea cake that may look something like this or this, then they will say, okay, this may cost, let's say, 2,000 renminbi. I mean, so E1 renminbi, then they will draw down from that amount. So for example, this is one of the tea cake. This is actually what I brew tonight. So the tea cake come in this form. So maybe let's say today I drink a tea cake. This cake will last for quite a while, so I can still consume or draw down this tea cake. And then I bring some guests with me, and then the guests say, I want to drink Hong Cha, I want to drink Tie Guan Ning, I want to drink Long Jing. Then of course on me, it's on the house, and I just deduct from my membership. Okay, but subsequently, what I felt was that and then the city I stay in, fortunately, because we built a factory there, it's a viscose, today the clothing no more polymer, it's a lot of natural material, and it's called viscose. So this viscose plant was built in Jiangxi, in a third-tier city, Jiujiang, because there are still pollution, there are still waste discharge. So in that city, basically, I was a bit bored. I don't know what to do. So I signed for this membership, and then the rental is very cheap. I stay in a penthouse rented by the company, 2,005 RMB, 500 Sing. I got a big, this balcony, almost the size. My balcony is almost the size of now my hall and my dining area, And that place I use for barbecue, invite friends, and I love to do that. So I went around, and I was a bit interested, and very fortunately for me, Jiujiang to Jingdezhen, a city that is a place where you can produce all these very nice porcelain. You can probably zoom in for them to see. This is not the ordinary one. This one is hand painted. I used to have a dog, a corgi. So this is exactly how my corgi looked like. And I found an artist who could paint for me. And this is actually one of the business I did. I did a personalized gifts. That means, for example, if you just buy a simple cup to give away to your friend, your father-in-law or something, it's not very personal. However, if you know that he likes a dog, for example, this corgi, you took a photograph, you send to the artist paint, and to his surprise, you give this to him. It's very personal.
So you actually does.
So I do this. I do personalize. Even my name, Shi Hao, is written as a poem in this. You can show them as well.
Okay.
On the back of it. So
yeah. So you see, actually, Thompson does this personalized
correct.
Green,
so anybody who are interested to get a personalized gift, can be on the plate, a vase, or a Gong Dao Bei like this, Cha Hu or Gai Wan. You can always PM me. I can give you a price. Importantly is that the recipient likes it. Of course, it's not cheap because it's one painting like this with the writing takes at least about 2 weeks to do. So they go very fine details, and it looks very, very real. You compare the photograph, you can look at my Instagram, Tom's Tea Passion. There I got quite a number of posts on some of these drawings, painting on this ceramic ware. So that was an area that I was in. So what happened is that I then signed on the membership. Then the third tier city I stay in, rental is so cheap. My apartment only 2,005 RMB, 500 Sing dollar. So I went on to look around. I found a shop house. It's like almost 2,500 square feet, downstairs and upstairs. I rented the place also for 2,500 RMB. So now I found that, hey, instead of spending 2,000 membership, why not I rent my own place? So I bring in a bit of tea teapots, teaware, and tea, and then I entertain my friends,
Okay.
So instead of bringing my friends to the tea house and pay other people, they
And
either pay me or I now mind like FOC, I can entertain my friends.
So
and
you
then
end up you had that place as like a tea
correct,
appreciation place.
as an entertaining place.
Okay.
And on the level 2, I drink tea in the day, but I love to drink a little bit of wine. So at night I'll store some wine, red wine or baijiu, and then we will order some wine, and then we will enjoy ourselves, with my friends. So I love to entertain friends. So from there, what happened is that at the end of my project, then I felt that enough stress for me in my oil and gas case as an engineer. I want to semi-retire. So what I did is that then I did not want to extend my project. I came back to Singapore. And that was a few years before COVID, of course. Then I started the tea house. If you look at my Instagram, my tea house is fabulous. I think I can tell you that there's no other tea house in Singapore or I don't know, even across Asia that's as beautiful as mine. You go and take a look at my tea house. Even the screens,
you can check Tom's
even the screens
Instagram
are 8-inch bamboo cut into pieces and then joined. Because I know engineering, I have a brass plate and then I join pieces by pieces. So that bamboo work takes at least 3 weeks to finish. Yeah,
you must have spent quite a fair bit on the renovation.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. It's a big loss. So what happened is that I enjoyed the place. And I even have the concept of going to tea investment because the tea that I have is not the tea that is you just drink and then you throw away. Some of the teas, tea cakes, basically can appreciate in value. Why? Because the medical values of this tea actually increase through the years. Because as you store it, Chinese, if you know Chinese, basically is this tea particularly is a Lao Bai Cha. In Chinese, we call 1年茶. It means after 1 year you can drink as a tea. 3年药就是说 after 3 years it has medical values. 7年保 means of course 7 years is already 保 means it's already more expensive lah. And then 10 years and beyond is 保中保 because you pay a dear price for it, right? And then of course is the fragrance probably pink already smell because as I was brewing this tea, this is not an ordinary teapot. This is actually a teapot to steam a tea. You have heard of Vietnamese drip coffee. You probably have not even heard of a drip tea. What happens is that the water level goes below. There's a strainer on top where the tea sits, and then the steam actually goes in and cycle. And then the chocolates come in and this tea.
Okay, very unique.
Have a come. You just try
I drank some
and see whether how you find this taste. It's very clean and very smooth. Unlike the brew tea that you find a bit siap, in Chinese we call it. But this is a very, very smooth, very smooth tea. Right. So what I did, I brought back the things in Singapore. I have a very big tea shop, and then I'm also the Asia Pacific dish rep. Although my father left with me zisha hu, but zisha hu is something very common. And then I was fortunate. I in my job, of course, I get to know a lot of people. I get linked to factories doing anything that I want to know. My China people will link me to. So for example, I say I want to find equivalent of zisha. So they brought me to this factory, and this is actually Nising. Is in Guangxi, actually in China, Guangxi province. Nising is a different kind of one of the 4 big ceramics pot manufacturer. We call Nising. So this Nising is different in the sense that it can produce more kind of design. Unlike just zisha, you just do some engraving.
There's some
it's
limitation in the zisha.
Correct. Even this is a zisha actually. If you look closer, this very, very flat pot is about the capacity of this pot. And on it, of course, you have engraving of the fuzi, and then it's a bai fu tu. That means the fuzi has transformed through the years and is written 100 ways. It's actually 100 blessings pots. This was a gift from my supplier when I first opened my Singapore.
That's quite unique design.
Yes,
but I want to ask this question, Thompson.
Yes.
Is that while there are so many design of teapot and maybe like a little bit of different material, does the material or the design of the teapot affects the quality of the tea?
Yes, correct. Most of this teapot has a bit of we call in engineering terms is permeability. It means there's some porosity. There's a very minute holes inside. Of course, it will not cause a leakage but it allows the tea to seep into the pot. So through the years of brewing a tea, even if you just add hot water onto this teapot, like my father's teapot, you can taste a bit of a pu'er. I use this for pu'er tea actually. So that's why we don't mix. Today, if you look behind me, I have at least 10 over 12.
So that means one teapot, if we were to use for
correct.
some specific.
So for example, if I have so
then
pu'er, I use one type. I have no mee siang pu'er, I use another type. And then I have I vary it lah. And one other thing why this teapot from Modi can become so bright and shiny is because we call a method called yang hu lah. So very easily is that every now and then you have tea, you pour over it. You see, you pour over it. All right. So prolonged doing this, the teapot looks fabulous. So that's why these two teapots look so good. So you just brush it, you know.
So there's
TLC
also
tender loving care, right? In my shop last time, if my assistant Angela is on the line, she will know. She can touch anything in my shop. She can break anything, but she cannot touch 3 teapots. All right. Of course, these two, and then one more is this one. Okay, one more is my very favorite dragon teapot. Okay. So this is one of the Nising teapots, which is Nising, which is the Asia Pacific representative of this teapot. So if you look closely, basically it's a dragon head with dragon tear. You may want to, but handle with care. Okay. Yeah. So this is a very, very limited edition. In fact, from what I know, is this manufacturer has many artists, many designers to create different kind of designs. So what happened is that when first posted this teapot on their website, I say I buy it. So I paid a high price for it, and they said that they only produce one piece. Wow. So which means I don't see any more this teapot posted in their website after I bought it. So this is only one in the world. Don't ask me the price because it has become priceless today.
Really. Okay.
And I won't sell it, of course. I'll probably pass it down to my next generation. Yeah. So I love this Nising teapot for that reason. Of course, over and above this, of course, you ask me why I use teapot, why I use something else to brew my tea. So I also use we call a kai wan, basically. Again, this kai wan is having my dog, my corgi.
This is also something that people can do a customized gift. Right?
Yes, correct. So this kai wan, what happened? Very easy. I mean, if you have, I just demonstrate to you. You just pour. And Chinese people are very, very intelligent. This is boiling hot tea, and I pour inside here. Ping, you touch here. Is it hot?
Yeah.
You're gonna touch it below. You're away from the heat. I could even carry the pot because I'm away from the heat. So this kai wan means a kai, a cover, and a wan is a bowl. So actually, the tea is 3/4. So when I hold the rim, I'm away from the heat. Okay. When I put on the cover, I'm away from the heat. I put my hand below, I'm away from the heat. When I hold like that, I'm away from the heat. So how we do it is we just brew the tea like that.
So I think it's like even though the tea is very hot, but
so it's designed. It's designed. In the olden days, of course, you see movies, they hold like that and then they drink the tea. That's for like long sing that floats. You can still do that today, but today we use it for brewing tea. So this one basically you can brew any tea. That is not really poor. Basically, you can brew. Of course, I do in China. There's 5 major kind of tea. By color, you will say red tea, green tea, white tea, black tea, and also another category called oolong cha. Oolong also you will find in Taiwan. Whether Taiwanese has brought it with them to plant it in Taiwan, I'm not sure lah. They have their Gaoshan, this oolong cha. So anything besides pu'er, I will use this. I will use this Taiwan. Very easy. That's how I just showed. You put the tea leaves inside, and then you just pour the hot water. You just pour. So that's how you actually can brew a tea using a Taiwan. And this is not an ordinary material. Actually, I'm also, if you notice carefully, do you see what word is it?
Cha.
Qing, right?
Qing.
All right. Maybe you can show the audience.
You mean the wording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So cha qing. Now I come to talk about why cha qing. Okay, cha qing basically is a tea passion. When I first wanted to do this business, I insist I must use the word cha qing. So you show them my name card and my logo.
This is Thompson's
logo. So this logo has a green and a red. Of course, I love the color, and this is actually my corporate color. And the green actually represents the tea, and the red, of course, the heat, because you need heat to brew the tea. So this particular logo itself, of course, if you look carefully, you can go to my Instagram to look at my logo. Okay, cha qing, and then there's a tea passion. And if you look closely, there is a dot beside the tea. Why? If you zoom in onto my Instagram, you'll notice that the red dot there is actually Tom, Tom apostrophe S.
Oh, yeah,
So I have to register as Tom's Tea Passion to get this Tea Passion or cha qing
as a trademark.
as my trademark.
Yeah.
Okay, I've even paid for this copyrights for this particular logo, because I have the intention to really grow this business.
Okay, so
Right.
there's a lot of meaning in this
Yes.
logo that you
So
have
basically,
designed.
this even 3 tea leaves within the pot, the tea flowing out to a cup, and why the teapot is slanted. That's meaning. Of course, you read in my write out under this YouTube description. You will be able, under the caption, you see what it means from this logo. So I actually put my heart and soul into this tea passion. Of course, tea passion is also very much linked to these 2 teapots from my father. So it was what that ignites my passion for tea. So that's why I wanted to call it tea passion, and it's what that kept me going. What I meant by kept me going is that, of course, I have a fabulous shop. I even have intention to do membership like what I had in China, and I have a very special karaoke room. Okay, unfortunately, I can't show Bing today because it's closed. And that room alone, I spend about 50K on my sound system, because I love to sing. I love to sing.
Okay.
And
So not just about
Correct.
appreciation tea, you can also.
So
like,
my VIP members will get to sing with me. Yeah, at night we'll drink wine, and then so I spend that much on my tea shop. But unfortunately, we all gone through COVID, and COVID killed a lot of businesses. So we have gone through a period where there is 5 dine-in, 8 dine-in, 5 dine-in, 2 dine-in, 0 dine-in. And my losses is like 25K a month, because I pay rental, I pay staffs, and everybody get paid except me, you know. So, and my suppliers are chasing for payment of my orders, my shipments, and so on.
So it must be quite a tough time.
So I just took a tough decision. I felt I need to cut loss, because if I do not know the end point of COVID, and then it's going to last for another, say, 10 months, just 10 months, I would have just thrown 250K into the drain. So with that, I closed my tea shop. But having said that, my tea passion did not stop there. Okay, I still went on. Of course, what I did is that I sold a lot of my I sold.
Teapots.
You saw the tea cake I have just now.
Cakes also.
I sold at least 300 pieces of tea cakes.
During the COVID time?
No, to my competitors.
Oh, okay. You mean after you close
Way
your...
below during the time when I want to wrap up my business. Way below cost. And those tea cakes, from the time I closed till now, I think it has appreciated at least 3 times in value, because these tea cakes, as you keep
age them, then
age them, actually it become more the fermentation, and then the flavor, the fragrance of the tea cause the tea price to go up. So they probably could have candio lah. I mean they but what I didn't want to do is I do not know whether I really can come back into business. So I didn't want to rent a warehouse to store my stuff, and a lot of bulky things like all these tea wares. I just let go at way below cost. But however, I kept with me the more valuable items. I still kept with me about 100 over tea cakes that are of my liking. And I also kept a lot of teapots. So these are in front of you. You can see only a few of my teapots. So what I did after that was that I didn't have a shop. I went on to a different concept of business now. I went on a bit of online. I also kept in contact with my previous customers. And I even have China's customers. You'll be surprised at China customers, why they don't buy from China, because they trust me. So when they saw me post something in my Weixin, for example, they will ask me WeChat, by the way. So they ask, what is this? I say, this is a tea. Okay. They say, oh, good. Okay, fine. Can I buy it? Let's say 50克, 100克. Okay. I say, okay, I send to you. Of course, I don't send from Singapore. I may not even have the tea in Singapore. So what I did, I tell my master, send to this quite it over. So that's how I still run my business in China. But in Singapore, what happens is that, of course, I have my existing customers. So my customers will say, hey, what tea you have now? Okay, I will recommend. And then the tea they have drank, they want to replenish, I can also supply. And then I also display a lot of teapots with me. And I don't have a shop to put any of the teapots on the shelf, but it's in my Instagram. So customer will say, and my customers need not be just from Singapore. It could be a Westerner, it could be from anywhere in the world. They look at this teapot, okay, I like it. Okay, show me some zoom in. I show them, and then some videos.
So I think even despite the fact that like you close the shop at that point of time, you know,
Yes.
you still carry on your business.
And to be honest, where I train 25K a month, I'm making money. Because why? I don't have overhead. I have zero overhead. I don't pay a staff, and I get the money to my pocket. What happened is that, okay, in the past, for example, I sell this teacup. Okay, let's say if it's 100 Sing dollars. Okay, maybe the cost price is $25 Sing. Okay, I have $25 to make. But then out of $25, I have to pay rental. I have to pay a lot of costs, shipment of this, blah blah blah. So at the end of the day, I don't really make, right? And of course, furthermore, is Singaporeans are still not very much into tea. So for example, if you say I want to buy this teapot or this teacup, it looks like you carry this. It's not an ordinary cup. You can see a lot of crack lines. You can show them the crack lines in it. So what happened is this is called
quite heavy as well.
This is a lot of 裂痕. It's not actually 裂痕, it's 开片 actually basically. So there's a lot of crack lines, and through the years of drinking, I've been drinking this tea cup for like about 5 years, maybe 6 years. So a lot of lines actually caused by the tea color seep into the fine crack lines. So people who do not understand this may not even want to pay, let's say $100 for this cup, because they do not understand the process of making this. They cannot carry to know how heavy it is. But however, but then I need not sell at the price anymore at $100. Even I sell at $60, I still make $10. Right. So that's how I survive, because where my competitors sell it at $90, $100, I sell at $65.
That was during the
so after I close my shop, that's how I run my business.
Okay.
So
I mean, I can sense the expertise in you, on the tea, the the equipment, the teacup, all these things. So I mean, having to change your model about doing online. I think moving forward wise
yes.
I mean, do you still plan to open a new shop, or like you still?
I at the moment, of course not. I still have plans I will not dwell on it tonight. But just on tea alone and teaware. Without teaware, you cannot brew teas, of course. So teaware, of course, include whatever you see on this table: teapot, kaiwan, and so on. So you need some equipments to brew your tea. And so how I did it today, you see at this angle, you see is actually my home studio. So this is one of the it is not as big as glamorous as my 2,000 over square feet shop, but it's a humble little corner for me still to run my business. So now I'm on board Airbnb. Of course, Singapore do not have Airbnb for accommodation, but you can host experiences like barista, wine tasting. Mine is of course tea appreciation.
So you listed your
correct. So when and mostly are tourists, are Mexican, are American, are Canadian.
They actually come over to your place.
When they come to Singapore, they saw I want to book. So it can be just one person, it can be a family of 4, or it can be 2 person.
Okay, that's quite interesting.
So they will come to my place, they book a time with me, and then they pay a certain price to either just come and drink tea with me, or if they want to learn, I will teach them hands-on how to actually brew the tea using either kaiwan or teapots, and also the social etiquettes of. So today actually I do a lot of this. I collaborate with also restaurants whereby during their off-peak time, of course in lunch time, dinner time they are busy, but there's a rest time for where there's off-peak, where there's no customers. So then they allow me the space to, like, say 3 to 5 p.m. I can go in there, and then I can do either just one table with 3 or 4 people, or I can even host up to 5 tables to host like a team building kind of which I always do and I also go to companies as well. I go to schools as well, where I do this tea appreciation in a mass form. Can be as many as to 30 people. So they could just come and listen and get some knowledge about type of tea, how to store, what kind of tea is good, what kind of tea where is good, and then
So how do you think like the current Singaporeans are receptive to this Chinese tea? Is it
actually
like
we are wrong that we think that tea drinking people are the old folks. Of course, today, I mean, Singaporeans, when you get more affluent, when you are more stable in your career, of course, drinking tea, you need a lot of patience. When you are just trying to climb the corporate ladder, when you're just starting off your career, of course, you have no time for tea because your boss chasing after you so many things, right? But when you have reached a more stable, I would say like 30 plus, when they are more stable, they stay in the company, they get some status, they get some positions, then they want to look for better things in life. So of course they can go for golf, they can go for wine tasting, barista, they can do traveling. So tea is also one of the options actually. And it's also good to take yourself off from the busy work life. Let's sit down and then slowly enjoy a cup of tea. Those people who come for tea appreciation with me, if you do not have patience, you don't expect to drink your first cup of tea within the next 5 minutes when you sit down. You have to listen to a lot of stories from me,
first.
and then my brewing process
Okay.
takes long, and
Okay.
then finally then you get to sip the taste probably after 20 minutes.
Okay.
So
Need to go through some history.
no,
and
but if
some
you don't have the
knowledge.
patience for that, you get annoyed, and that is not something suitable for you. You must well just go to the pub and drink a beer. So then you have the kind of zen, the kind of whereby you can slow down, you can enjoy, and then when you drink this tea, basically you not only exchange of thoughts, exchange of knowledge, exchange or even networking, or even bring your boss down, or even bring your girlfriend down for dating to have a cup of tea. You can either drink tea with me where I brew and tell stories, talk 3, talk 4. I'm a person who non-stop talking, or you can just come and I sit down. The first 15 minutes, I teach you how to do it. Then I leave the rest to you. You go and show off to your girlfriend, how you brew the tea, right? Or you can bring your customer, your boss down, or you can bring a group of visitors or your friends overseas. And then instead of just going to noisy place, live band, you sit in a very zen place. You listen to very nice, like for example, guzheng music, and then you just brew tea, and then and if you go deeper, of course, you will know a lot of tea, a lot of knowledge, and what kind of tea actually you like. There's no one tea suitable for everybody. There's no one wine suitable for everybody. It all depends on the personal preference. It's not the price. It's not the price. I will not pay $1,000 for a bottle of red wine because I don't know how to appreciate the difference between a $1,000 and a $25 wine. But for tea, I know how to appreciate. For tea, for some, if you do not know how to appreciate, and you come to me and say, what is a good tea? I say, I have no answer for you. You need to sit down, drink tea with me. Then I can
Then you
determine
can-
what you like. I'm not going to say my $1,000 tea is definitely the best for you because you may bring home and then you just throw it there. You have to come from an angle where you enjoy. So when people buy tea from me, I don't just take my tea and pass to you and then that's it. I say no.
So enjoying tea is not really about the value
Correct,
of the tea
correct.
itself.
It's very personal.
Yeah.
It's very personal. And for example, a pour may be too strong, too woody for some, but it's fabulous for others. Like we drink kopi O, we drink teh O, we drink kopi C. It's very very personal. You need to kata, you need more sugar, some no sugar. So
True.
so it's very personal, and it's not that you need to pay a Starbucks coffee, you need to pay a high price coffee. Some just stick on to, of course, now no longer 90 cents coffee. I mean, you go to coffee shop, some also $1.50, $2. So, but what I'm saying is that it's not really the cost. Of course, you go very much into it, then of course, your taste bud will we call a hui gan wei. When you taste the tea, you find that there's aftertaste and you enjoy it. And then then you want the tea to taste differently. You may have a rose tea, you may have a floral tea, you may have a tea infused with flavor. So today I actually have like for those who are interested, I brought in fabulous Da Hong Pao, and this is Tao Xiang. It's actually basically called a peach fragrance Da Hong Pao. It's limited edition in China. I managed to I have good relationship with some of these manufacturers. So I brought it in for Father's Day. I sold all out, and I am now bringing in a new batch for this forthcoming Mooncake Festival. And okay, I would not want to mention my competitor. A box of my very nice, unfortunately, I didn't have it with me. You can look at my Instagram. So a very nice gift box, okay, of this, let's say 50-gram tea, are sold loose in a bottle from. So it could be in a can from, which is loose, you know. So my competitors sell the same tea and not even peach fragrance. It's just ordinary level, entry level of Dao Pao. They are selling like $80, $90 per 50 grams in a loose form. So these 50 gram are packed nicely, individually packed, and in the nice gift box with a nice carrier. Today I'm selling only $50. So why I can do that?
Because you know the manufacturer, right?
Of course, that is one. Two is I don't have a shop. I don't need to cover for my overheads. I don't need to pay for my expensive stuff. My stuff not cheap, you know. If she's online now, she will know she's not cheap. Okay.
Okay.
And then I got to pay for lights. I got to pay for all other costs. I got to pay shipment of the tea to Singapore. So
Okay.
so a lot of all this. So
I think the main message that I think Thompson want to mention is that like you know, it's not about the how other people are selling in terms of the price wise. I think it's
Right.
really about knowing that Thompson is the one that knows truly what is considered as the real good tea,
Yes.
and is able to sell at a much more competitive price because of his connection, because of the fact that he's doing online right now. So I mean, if you guys really are tea lovers and really want to have those genuine and nice tea, right? I think, yeah, I guess you guys would have to really you know, get in touch with Thompson, you know, to really try
and,
his
and
tea.
if you are not certain, I mean, I don't charge a lot for a tea appreciation session, or not even tea appreciation. I mean, if you are keen to learn tea culture, social etiquettes, a bit of knowledge of how to brew the tea, and how to have a table manners on the tea table, you if you just want to drink tea with me, just to know that, hey, I want to buy what kind of tea. Okay, no, I'm not going to sell you a tea just because you say I want pu'er. I say pu'er, there are many types, you know. What kind of pu'er you drink? H pu'er, soul pu'er, or sun pu'er, or pu'er what age from what mountain, and so on. So unless I go into that, then you like the taste of the tea, then okay, close deal. If you just say I want pu'er and then I take one piece of tea cake and give to you, I don't feel good, because I'm not selling to the right person, and you may not be the getting the right thing you want. So I would say that either come to my home studio, or can come to any of these. I also collaborate with some shop houses. Also, there's recently, of course, I'm still in negotiation with a cat hotel.
A cat hotel.
A cat hotel, because they have clients coming in, and then they also have low hours where the pets are just placed there, and then the owners don't come, and then they are just sitting there looking after the cats. So they allow me the space whereby I can then do tea appreciation. Of course, cannot be too noisy, very quiet, very nice ambience, and then not to disturb the cat, of course. And then we just have tea either for my generated customers, or it could be their customers, to reward them after before they check out their cat, they have a cup of tea. So
all these various places that you're
Yes.
conducting the tea appreciation, is it conduct like on a monthly basis, weekly
It's
basis,
actually very
or it's kind of ad hoc?
ad hoc. Even the country club is also using me. About country club, you have a lot of member sign up, you know, for activities. You know, sometimes you want to go to a durian tasting, you know, or eat all you can in Johor, or you want to do and then one of them is tea appreciation. For those who want to look into learning tea, then it can be either the venue within their country club. One of country club now, I'm already started working
Okay,
with them.
so if people wanted to really come to for your tea appreciation, how
Yes.
do they reach out to you? In
So,
that sense? Or no, in terms of the schedule wise, the time, date,
just PM me lah.
place,
Just PM me.
in Instagram?
Just PM me through either my Instagram or my Facebook or my TikTok. It's all the same lah. Tom's Tea Passion. Drop me a message, and then I can then tell you how to go about. So be it just you and your girlfriend, you and your wife, or you and your kids want to learn a bit more of teas, instead of not knowing what to do for the next December holidays. One of the things you want to teach your children is a bit of tea culture. You can look for me. You have a tourist that come from anywhere, you want to impress upon them some local tea culture, you can look for me.
So you don't just do big group, you can do individual.
I can do individual. It can be
one to
one-to-one. It can be
one,
1-4. Or even my house
different.
itself, I can do at least about 1 to maybe 8 at least.
Oh,
1 to
in
8
your house.
in the house. I have a
Okay.
long big table there. Can be 1
Mm.
to 8, and I can either do it just one table. I teach and then you listen, or you can take over my seat and then after that I watch you do, or I can have multiple tables whereby I have a bit of a simple set for you, all the equipments there, and then you learn exactly how to brew the tea. So I do that also in some companies where they invite me for team building events. So they may have like 25 staff. That's okay. Then you set up for me 25. Let's say about for 6 tables. Then and my voice actually don't need a mic. I maybe because of years of immunity, I can throw my voice
So
very far.
Yeah.
So then I'll go there and so 2 ways lah. Either I just teach you, you drink the tea, you listen, you gain some knowledge, or you want to hands on. Okay, then what happens hands on normally? Last time what I did in my shop is that everybody take turns to act as a host. For example, you sit across there, I'm the tea master, I brew tea for you. Then after that, take turn to rotate. So everybody get to, so this is like a team building thing, And then you also get to learn knowledge, of tea. And today also I conduct, of course, this is FOC, for a day hospice, for end of life patients, of course. And so I conduct tea sessions with them. And one of my late, of course, passed away patient, he actually did very well. He did very well. I mean, most of patients probably hands are shaking at the end of life. He could handle this guy one very well, and then he can just brew tea very well. So he was one of my best students.
So at the hospice, you actually conduct this
Yes,
tea
correct.
appreciation
So
for them.
I of course in the hospice mostly, I mean, I wouldn't not say wouldn't allow, most of them may not be interested to sit in my seat to do the tea brewing. So
But at least
I just
they
talk a bit,
will participate in
talk 3
your
talk 4 about tea. Of course, not so much in depth. So my audience are all depends on whether you're a primary school student, you're secondary students, you are teenager, whether you are elderly or what experience you have. Then I'll go along with that frequency. So
very customized to
very customized. Actually, to talk about customized, when I
Mm.
had my business, I have even an idea of doing customized travel. I'm not
Customized
sure. Have you
travel?
heard of it? I probably didn't have chance to talk to you, because when I want to do tea, I love to travel. I have a lot of manufacturers, tea plantation owners. Like for example, this teapot is in Guangxi, in Nising teapots. So they are my good friends. And all these tea wares are in Jingdezhen. I know at least 1,000 of these manufacturers, and also tea come from Fujian, it come from Yunnan. So I have all these people, and this Anhui and so on. So my tour will be linked to the type of tea you like, and it's very customized. For example, today I say all my friends all like Longqing. So as all we know, Longqing come from Hangzhou, right? So when you go to Hangzhou, basically you can have a 1 night stay, 2 night stay in the mountains, enjoy the highland, and then see how they produce the tea. Experience that.
Okay,
So
it's like a
that
tea-
it could be just for the adults, or you and your girlfriend, or it could be if your children want to have some culture and learn something different. So of course that's not it lah. So with that, because Hangzhou very near to Suzhou, very near to Shanghai, and very near to the water cities, so I'll package a tour, and this tour is actually not restricted to. You need to follow my itinerary. I will tell you a series of things I can do for you. You pick what you want, right? You want to do more shopping, less sightseeing, or you want to do more sightseeing? You want to have children? You want to have bring your mistress? No, not mistress. I'm just joking. It means you want to have with air ticket. You want to have hotels. You want to have food included, or you want to have small shopping. Ladies want to go and buy the branded stuff. I even know where to buy the best A grade imitation. Where you walk in LB store, people will not know. I mean, these are just part and parcel lah. In any way, so
but it's still
it's
focused on
customized.
tea, right? Still focused
So
on
my
tea.
emphasis is I'm not going to organize a tour that's no tea related, because my interest is tea. So tea related, first you go to the tea plantation, you learn a bit of the tea production, then you go sightseeing to the neighboring place. So this, so if you are interested in poor, of course in Yunnan, so Yunnan you can go to many fabulous places. You can go to Kunming, Lijiang, this Sichuan Ping Na. You can go to Panna, and then you can go to this Lijiang, Dali. You know, there are many places you can visit. So that is a tour itinerary, and this itinerary is very much tailored to your liking and to your group of people. So whether you have 2 person or you have a family of 4, or you can have a few families, or you can go with your grandparents. Then whether is it a MPV or is it a bus, mini bus or big bus and so on, and whether you want to include from travel from Singapore or you just buy your own air ticket. We meet you in Shanghai, we meet you in, let's say, in Kunming, in Yunnan. Then after that, my local guide will then take on from there. So every day they will kind of pick you up from your hotel, bring you to whatever, and the sightseeing also is very much decided by you, right? So it can be more shopping, less sightseeing, more sightseeing, no shopping. So that was one of the business that I wanted to.
So it really sounds like you are really doing a lot, and you are
Yeah,
really.
but this is still in my pipeline. I can still do right now. So I stopped.
But you stopped during the COVID time.
Yeah, at that time COVID is impossible so I didn't have. And actually because I make my tea house so nice, because I've also collaboration with pastor when come in and solemnize wedding in my very nice tea house. So that was the reason. And then my tea house was on the level 2 at Tanjong Pagar. You know those conservation house where you can open the window and the glass window will block the aircon. I started to learn saxophone. For what reason, you know? My dream was, and I thought I could open the window and can blow my saxophone, and I can attract a lot of customers to my shop. And today I'm still learning a saxophone. Not for that reason, but that was my intention actually. Yeah.
Okay, that's quite very cool. You know, Thompson being like a very having a very strong knowledge of tea, cultural, historical kind of thing, but yet at the same time modern in your own sense. You know, and really catering to either workshops, tea appreciation, to customized tour to China on tea.
Because I stay in China for so many years, even if not an organized tour you're not familiar with China, and of course my leave permit, and then you say I want to travel to this place in China, can you be my guide? No, I can, but must be tea related. I can travel with you, I pay my own expenses, you pay yours, and then we become friends and we travel together.
Okay, that's
so
very
many
cool.
things I love to do.
That's very cool. Okay, we only have 2 minutes left.
All right.
So anyway, I think whatever Thompson has shared in the last 45 minutes is really very insightful, at least to me. You know,
I think actually not enough time for me. I still got so much more to talk.
Correct. I mean, but you can sense the passion in him. You know, that's why he's called Tom's Tea Passion. Right. So for those people who are really very keen in terms of having a tea appreciation session, both in various groups, big groups, small groups, corporates, and you will be able just connect to
just PM me.
PM me through
I will
Instagram.
let you know the price and so on,
correct.
And then I'll work out something acceptable. I'll depend on 1, 2 or group. I can work out very very competitive, very good pricing for you all, and this could be also one of the thing you can do with your family as another new activity over holidays, or it can be a team building. So whichever it is, just to wrap up, is that I'm very much into tea. I'm not a salesman that push tea or anything I sell here. I mean, I will not push a teapot to you $600 to you for your info. This teapot, you see, 628, right?
628.
I will not just sell this teapot. I mean, unless you really appreciate it, then I will tell you I go into it to sell it to you. So I'm not here to push any product. I'm here to just share my tea passion. I mean, I've loved my tea, and it started off from these 2 teapots, and it's still burning in me. It is just a little teapot that has a slight flame that has built into almost ignite into like a volcano in me. Really a volcano.
I think you all can sense that through what he has mentioned, right?
Yes.
All right, Ken. Thanks a lot, Thompson, again.
Thanks for having me.
Coming. Yes. I mean, he can talk all
day
long.
To the next 2 hours.
Next
2 hours.
Okay,
if you ever come to my tea appreciation, you will not just listen tea. I mean, I have a wealth of experience,
and then just be friend, right?
And I'm a very sociable person. You can always.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so whoever really want to get in touch with Thompson, can drop him a PM in Instagram. Just look for Tom's Tea Passion, or if not, you can just drop me a message as well. I can link you up with him.
Yes.
So either way, okay. So thanks again for those who are here listening to Thompson.
Yes.
I'm quite sure there are quite a lot of supporters that he
Yeah.
has.
So
online.
I'm very happy with. I'm not sure how many our numbers
The
today.
just sound was around like more than maybe 15 or so.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great.
Mhm.
So I'm happy for having my
Yeah.
supporters with me and those who are along the way to support me to really help me still keep my tea passion going, and it will still be within me lah. And it will still go on. I mean, to be honest, my second son very much into tea, and then what happened is, just give you another 30 seconds rundown about my second son. If you look at one YouTube video, the narrator, the one interviewing me, is my second son, and he's very much into liking tea. He was one of the assistants in my tea shop. So what happened? He was staying in the university NUS, and then he was in the hostel, and then he actually have like a common area. He has a bed where he convert into a tea place, a tatami. He sit, and all my tea wares, tea are supplied by me, and he entertained his friends.
Wow.
So he loved tea actually.
Okay.
Yes.
So he will be your successor.
Maybe. So my Tsusahu probably will pass to him. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. So thanks for coming on to Pink Talk series, and I will see you guys next week. All right. Thanks a lot and good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.